Hello everyone, welcome back to another episode of Four Continental Podcast. Today is just me and Ethan since Singpak could not join due to exams. So let's talk about the games that were played earlier today, starting off with Portugal versus Uzbekistan. What do you think of the game?
Portugal played very well. I was impressed. I know it's only Uzbekistan, but they did play well. Ronaldo scored two great goals. They finished well. They look like a team that could maybe go far in this tournament if they keep putting it together. But again, let's pump the brakes. It's only Uzbekistan.
Yeah, true. Portugal, they started off well. They scored the opener once again in the early minute, but this time they didn't really concede much. Although Uzbekistan, kind of good for them that they were not like completely defensive. Like they still managed to do some attacks throughout the games and had a couple of good chances. But Portugal, as you mentioned, played like a team this time, and Bruno Fernandes, the midfield that everyone was talking about, finally showed up this game. And Ronaldo too, better than the last game. He did well. It's good to see him on the score on the score sheet. He's still got a long way to catch Messi, but it's still good to see him scoring goals. Uh, uh, Speak about the performance of the Portuguese team in all together. I think they definitely did well this time playing Joao Felix. He was crucial. Bruno made some crucial passes, and everyone was kind of having a good game. But I would say that their defense is kind of shaky. Even a team like Uzbekistan with no such firepower up front could still attack them quite a few times. And up next they face Colombia, so that's definitely gonna be a big test for their defense and for
It
the team
will be.
overall as well. Yeah, because
I think
Colombia they
Portugal also Roberto Martinez. I'm gonna give him credit. He in the last game when he drew DR Congo, he played four midfielders. Bernardo, and this one he only played three, and I let Bruno be more of his natural role, and Bruno created more and was really good.
yeah, he all the midfield players of Portugal had really good seasons with their club, so it was expected them to do well. It just took a game for them to click, and now can see that they're kind of better. But yeah, once again, it's just Uzbekistan. But I'd like to mention the goal scored by Uzbekistan, which was disallowed due to a foul in the earlier play. But that goal was uh, was uh, was great. He really shot it with power and placement both, and it just really struck it into the top corner. It was good to see,
It
but
was a foul though.
yeah, it was good to see, but yeah, it was disallowed, and it was a foul as well, since he was hit by the Uzbekistan winger. So yeah, it was definitely a foul. Yeah, overall a good game, good performance from Portugal. Now let's move to the second game of the day, being England versus Ghana. What do you think of this one?
Very boring, and if England continue to play like that, they're not winning the World Cup. That's my thoughts.
Yeah, but I have to give credit to Ghana here. They basically really
And also,
defended with
wait,
their.
I want to say one more quick thing. Ghana
Yeah,
should
yeah,
have had a penalty.
yeah. That decision was quite controversial. I also believe that was a penalty, and Ghana should have. Yeah, like it should have been a pen for Ghana, but unfortunately it was not. However, Ghana overall in this game, they had a couple of good chances as well. Semenyo, he was pretty good in this game. And Ghana overall, like they defended really well. They defended with their bodies. They were
They
literally
didn't
throwing
create
bodies.
enough. I looked at the game stats before the podcast. They had one shot all game.
Yeah, if you look at the stats, obviously you're gonna think it was a pretty one-sided game. But when Ghana actually broke through, like they were in such positions like which they could have made something from it. Because why I'm saying like they had a couple of good chances, but they could not really make something from them when they were on the break. So stats unfortunately don't really tell you that. They just tell an overall summary perhaps of the game. But if you watch the game, it's Ghana had a couple of breakthroughs which they could not make use of. But yeah, as I was saying earlier, Ghana when perhaps a masterclass in defending prevented England from scoring. I did predict a 1-1 draw. I thought I didn't get my score prediction exact the same, but it was a draw. So, and on the other hand, the reason I one of the reason I said for a draw was like I saw how a Ghanaian witch doctor basically cursed Harry Kane to not score against Ghana, and I
I don't
think the
believe in
curse.
that stuff, but I found that funny.
Yeah, yeah,
I don't
same.
bel I don't believe in that stuff though.
Yeah, I don't believe either, but still found it quite funny as you mentioned that it may have kind of worked because he missed a really it was perhaps you can say kind of a tap in really that he missed. So you can kind of say it may have worked, but once again, yeah, we don't really believe in these things. But still, it was a England kept on attacking, and Ghana were literally throwing their bodies in front of the ball just so they can stop it from going in. And I think they did pretty well from preventing England to score. And now this group gets pretty interesting.
Yep.
So yeah, let's move to the second game of the group, being Panama versus Croatia. Thoughts on the game?
Both sides could have won it. Both sides played well. Croatia needed this win really badly. And I know I said this yesterday. Congratulations to Luka Modric, fourth ever player to make 200 or more appearances for a country. What a icon and a legend. And he played okay. I mean, but the age is definitely catching up with him. Finally, but he's still a legend. And Croatia, they had less shots on target, but they still won, and they needed this win. And I think they're going to go through now.
Yeah, so saying about this game, Panama I think played really well. They kind of deserved the win from my side. They
They
created so
did.
many chances, but Livakovic he made some good saves. But unfortunately, football doesn't work on who has more shots. It just sometimes it's upon luck. Really, Croatia didn't create as much as Panama, but still the chances they created, they took their chances and they scored. But yeah, overall, Panama did really well in the game, and I was really expecting them to bounce back in this one. I did predict a draw here as well, but Croatia took the win here. So yeah, once again, congratulations to Luka Modric and absolute icon of the game, and for his nation for the game and for yeah for the game too. 200 appearance. It may seem like a small milestone, but it's really not. As you mentioned, the fourth player to ever do so. So yeah, it's definitely a big milestone for him. And since I believe he's 40, 41, so yeah, the age is definitely catching up to him. He's not as great he used to be, but as a player from his way, from on like a player of his age, I still think he's doing rather well. If you compare him to others, he did have an okay game, but yeah, for a 40-year-old, I think that's all right. Age is a huge factor here, but yeah, Panama, I believe they are knocked out now, and
They
still
are.
don't. Yeah, so it's really hurt to see them being knocked out because I think they were the better team in the game, but Croatia just won it. So yeah, congratulations to Croatia. Now it's gonna be interesting to see who finishes in the top two. Ghana face Boston, face Croatia in the last game. England face Panama. So yeah, the winner of Ghana, Croatia will probably finish second, and one of them finishes third. But it's really shaping up to be a good group. Yeah. Let's move to the final game of the day, being Colombia and DR Congo. What do you think of this one?
I did not watch all of it. I only watched the first 60 minutes, but from what I watched, Colombia dominated. Apart from the opening minute when DR Congo had a great chance, but apart from that, Colombia dominated. And I'm really happy they won.
Yeah, for sure. Colombia, they're really stepping up this World Cup. I would say perhaps every player that they have is showing some real hunger, some real passion, some real uh, quality in this World Cup so far. They faced Uzbekistan, now Congo. They really look at the other side, and Luis Diaz obviously leading that attack. But it's kind of surprising, really, that their top scorer is Munoz, who's not really a striker, but still he scored both the goals from for them, two goals for them, which is the most anyone has scored from their team in the tournament so far. But still, Colombia, I think they had like three or four offside goals in this game, which was really unlucky to see because if it went for offside, Luis Diaz would have had his hat trick. So yeah, it really hurt me to see all of his goals were offside. But mm, despite those offside, I think he did really well in those games, in the game, and he created some good chances. Speaking of Congo, they look quite solid in their defense against Portugal. So I was kind of expecting them to, you know, maybe hold off Colombia as well, but Colombia were apparently too strong for them to handle. And yeah, Congo had one or two chances where they could have made it 1-1 perhaps. But once again, the Colombian keeper he made a good save. I think right towards the end, I believe it was in the last uh, 10 minutes or something. Yeah, he made a good save, and yeah, Colombia really dominated. And I'm really excited to see how they play against Portugal, and I really expect them to dominate that Portuguese side. Considering their defense is shaky and an attack like Colombia, they can definitely past, should have put a few goals past their defense. So yeah, let's move to the predictions. First game, Canada versus Switzerland.
I'm
What do you
going
think the score?
Canada 2-1.
Interesting take. Um, Canada obviously beat Qatar 6-0 in their last game, but
Yep, and
after all, it's
but Qatar's
yeah,
not very good.
yeah, exactly. But it's after all, it's still Qatar. And speaking of Switzerland, they beat Bosnia. Bosnia, I would say, it's like you can say Bosnia is much more better defensively than Qatar. Bosnia, they were doing well up until like the 75th 75th minute, but then the goal just kept on coming for Switzerland. Their yeah, their player got suspended, which is I think kind of a big blow for them because he's one of their main defenders. So yeah, I'm gonna go Switzerland 2-1 here. Yeah, let's move to the second game of the day. Bosnia versus Qatar. Who do you think
I'm
wins
going
here?
Bosnia 2-0 because, like I said, Qatar's not very good.
Yeah, and plus I believe Qatar has two suspensions as well, so they will be missing a couple of their key players as well. Bosnia, on the other hand, they they look like they are solid defensively as well, but I'm not really convinced from their attack. But you can say that both of the teams they faced so far are kind of like better than them. But I really expect them to win this game against Qatar in hopes for them to qualify to the next stage. I really want them to go through. Yeah, I'm really excited to see what happens here. Maybe if they beat Qatar by a big margin and Canada loses, perhaps, yeah, if Canada loses or even if Switzerland loses, maybe they can go up and finish second as well. But they have to beat Qatar with a really big margin in order to do that because they conceded four against Switzerland as well. So yeah, I'm expecting a 4-0 win for Bosnia here. Move to the third game of the day, being Scotland Brazil. What are your predictions?
I'm gonna to be cheeky. I'm gonna go 1-1. I don't think Brazil's that good. Yes, they beat Haiti, but they beat Haiti, and Scotland needs a point, so I'm gonna go 1-1.
Yeah, I mean it's definitely not like a huge shout to for Scotland to draw here. Um, think they did win their first game, but they lost second against Morocco, and now they're on third, 3 points, and it's really a must-win game for Scotland here. If Scotland wins here against Brazil and Morocco wins over Haiti, so it could be Brazil here finishing third in this group.
Which
So
would
this
be
is a really,
crazy.
yeah, this is really interesting here. But I won't underestimate Scotland here. I know Brazil is Brazil, but after all, they beat Haiti. So I'm also gonna say that uh, Scotland might take the win here. Actually, 2-1 win here for Scotland.
Ooh, interesting.
Yeah. So moving to the fourth game, Morocco Haiti. Predictions on this one.
I'm going 5-0 Morocco.
Yeah, I mean everybody expecting them the way Morocco has been playing in their attack, even expecting them to score as many goals they can on Haiti. So yeah, Haiti they
No
are not
offense to
really.
Haiti, lovely country. I wish you did well, but you
Yeah,
lost
Morocco is just
every
too
game.
good. And yeah,
Morocco's too
Morocco is
good.
just too good. Yeah,
Morocco could potentially top this group.
yeah, for sure. So Haiti, although in the previous two games they were not really like fully defensive, they did try to make some chances and try to score, but which they could not really do. So I'm gonna go 5-0 to Morocco here.
So we're the same.
Yeah, yeah. So yeah, let's move to the this. I believe that's a fifth game. Yeah, the fifth game
Mexico
being
versus
Czechia.
Czechia. I'm going 2-0 Mexico. I know they've already won their group, but I think Czechia is already eliminated. Or, but I don't think Czechia is very good.
Yeah,
So I'm going 2-0 Mexico, and Guillermo Ochoa is going to start because Mexico have already won their group.
I mean, Mexico have not really won their group. If they lose or draw this, yeah, if they lose this one, and South
No, they've
Korea is
won their group
obviously,
already.
like if South Korea wins against South Africa and Mexico loses, so South Korea goes ahead in the
No,
points.
I heard they already won their group no matter what.
Okay, then that's yeah, so that's Mexico. They
Yeah.
have won the group. So yeah, but I think Czechia is gonna try and do their absolute best here because they are not really knocked out. They're on 1 point, and if they beat Mexico here, they can finish third and go to the third place spot. So I think I'm gonna back Czechia here because they have a solid defense, and if they score first, and I really hope they don't just shift back to their parking the bus tactic because whenever they did that, even against South Africa, they conceded right at the end. So I hope
Yep.
they keep their I hope they keep their game on and not just go all back after the first goal. So I'm backing Czechia here, and I hope they win and go through the knockout stages. I'm gonna predict. I think Mexico scores here once again. It's their home country, home advantage, home stadiums. I think Mexico scores here one. Czechia wins this 2-1. Yeah. Let's move to the final game. South Africa, South Korea. Predictions on this one.
2-0 South Korea. South Africa haven't really impressed me, and I don't think they're gonna win. I really don't. No offense to South Africa. When I say these predictions, I don't mean any offense to any country at all. But I just don't think South Africa's gonna win. I don't think they're that good.
Yeah, so speaking of South Korea, they haven't really impressed me that much in the World Cup. Like apart from the first game, like in the second game against Mexico, they would have maybe drawn the game against Mexico if it weren't for the goalkeeper mistake. But I think that South Africa, especially how they played against Czechia, they will not go down without a fight. I think they go all out here, and it will be really interesting to see that if South Africa and Czechia both win the games, then how the group shapes up, because South Korea can get eliminated then, because Czechia and South Africa both will have more points than South Korea. So it's gonna be really interesting if that happens actually. So I'm gonna, like I've been doing this at the start of the World Cup, backing the underdogs. So I'm gonna go for a one. Yeah, I'm gonna go for a 1-0 win for South Africa here.
Cool.
Yeah, I believe the second round of the group games have been really interesting. Some really good games. Capo Verde obviously has, so far they're like the surprise package of this World Cup for me. Like they drew against Uruguay and Spain, which is a huge achievement for them. And, and all eyes are basically set on them. I believe the whole world, apart from Saudi Arabia, will have their eyes on Cape Verde defeating Saudi Arabia and potentially going through to the next stage. So yeah, it's gonna be really interesting here if they like make it through to the knockout stages. World Cup debut and they make it through knockout in a group with Spain, Uruguay, and Saudi Arabia. So yeah, that would be an insane story for them.
Yeah, it would be.
So yeah, I believe that's it for today. We'll see you guys tomorrow. If you have any suggestions, don't forget to write them down in the comment section. Forget to like, share, comment, subscribe, and that's it for today. And see you all in the next one.
Bye.